What's going on, everybody out there all across the land? Of course, you're tuned into the number one station on the net, Hotline Radio. This is the Keith Harris Show, and of course, I am your guy, Keith Harris. Now, first of all, we'd like to welcome everyone to the new time slot, all right? 10 to 12 Eastern, 7 to 9 Pacific. And what better way to start it out with this wonderful gentleman? Of course, him and I have spoken on the show before. It is a super honor to have him back on the show with us today. Now, and let me remind you, ladies and gentlemen, there's no surprise as to why the word burst or the term burst is part of this man's last name. He burst onto the scene. He burst onto the screen. He bursts into action, and he leaves us with an unforgettable performance each and every time. Without any further ado, I'd like to welcome back to the Keith Harris Show, the man, Actor Bill Oberst Jr. How you doing, Bill?
I must hire you. I've never had a better introduction than that. Thank you, man.
Hey, man.
I'm bursting through something. I don't know what, but the only thing we can do is just keep on going, and hope that the doors fall down and the walls cave in. You know, that's the only way to do it in the business.
Hey, that's it, man. That's it. Look, all we can do is keep trying harder, try to do better than we did the day before, and continue on, right?
That's exactly right. And keep a positive outlook. That's I think the most important thing.
Absolutely, absolutely. Listen, first of all, again, listen, you have not slowed down a bit. I know the first time we talked, always busy. You haven't slowed down a bit. Something very exciting. You have a very exciting project coming up, as a matter of fact, we're going to talk about. But first, let me just start by asking you, what have you been up to kind of lately since we talked?
Well, I've been killing people.
Always.
I kill a lot of people, man. Right. And talking to maybe coming back on Criminal Minds and killing more people on there on CBS. Been doing movies where I kill people. See, what I got this month? I got this theater performance coming up, which we're going to talk about. And then I got a Chinese action picture where, do I kill her? No. I come close, but I don't kill her.
Oh, my goodness.
That's nice for a change. They come in and kick my ass. And then after that, I go to the Czech Republic, and I kill a bunch of people. That's a World War II picture.
Oh, wow. Well, you know what? This time they kind of let you go with killing somebody, but I'm sure you still scared the hell out of them.
Oh, scared the hell out of them. I'm Russian, and they based my character on Dolph Lundgren, you know, that kind of
really?
Listen to me.
Yeah.
And then that kind of thing. Like, I think one of her lines is she says, I got to tie it up, you know, and her martial arts hero guy's coming, and I think she says something like, she says,
yeah.
I say, I'm starting to think you don't like me. And she says, I'm telling you straight up I don't like you. And I go, you hardly know me. I have many charms beneath this bad boy exterior. That kind of thing.
Whoa, look at that, everybody. You got a taste of the Bill Oberst action right here on the show. I like that, man. You went in the character right here. Applause for that.
It's fun, man. You know, anybody that bitches about being in movies because, like, oh, you know, it's late, it was cold, and we had to work hard. I'm like, come on, you're in a movie.
Right. And you know what, talking about always killing people, I got to ask you this funny question. You ever think you'll play a love story, Bill?
Hello. If you look at my face, now, I'm not saying I'm without love in my life.
Right.
That ain't the truth at all. But cinematically, no.
Hey, man, you know what though? You play that. You got the versatility, and you can play that calm guy. That's just like when you killing people. I've seen you still kind of play calm and yet take somebody out.
I think it's a nicer way to take somebody out. If you just say, Keith, I'm really sorry about what I got to do, and I don't want to do it. But if you turn your head, this will be a lot easier, and I promise it won't last long. Like that, you know, that's better than like all the shouting and screaming. So I could play a love scene, but they probably make me tie her down first.
Right, the good old psychotic Bill way, right?
Yeah, and let me tell you something. I get mail from women, very, very nice women. Some are married and some are not, but they like the creepy guy. There are women who like that.
I know. You know what? We thank you because you bring out that other side that they don't want to tell us about sometimes.
Yeah, because they're like, I wouldn't care what you, one of them said, I wouldn't care what you did to me as long as you looked in my eyes. And I was like, oh my gosh, thank you.
Oh man, Bill, you got the look, man. You got him. Look, keep doing what you're doing. A lot of guys out there going, huh? Right now.
Yeah, it's the truth. Anytime I tell, they'll be like, why is she writing to you, you ugly son of a bitch? I say, because, some people like the rough look.
Hey, but
rough sexy, we called it.
Right. Well, you know what, though? And for people who saw you in Abraham Lincoln versus Zombies, though, they should know that you got that player romantic, I love you, I miss you, I take care of you, baby style about you, too, though.
Yeah, kind of like that, yeah.
Yeah, because you did that. Look, what about if, you know me, I try to do my homework, and so, I'm going to ask you about a couple projects, if you can talk about them, because I know some are in the making, and they're, focused for 2016. So, but what about A Family's Fury?
Say that again. Say the name again. I missed you.
I think it's A Family's Fury.
I missed the title again. Say it one more time.
I think it's is it fam? Are you playing? Okay, let me ask you this: are you playing a character called Toddling?
What's the name of the movie?
I think it's A Family's Fury. You probably playing so many things. This might be hard. Okay.
This one.
Yeah.
This one. Yeah. So I thought you were talking about Charlie Lives, The Family Returns. I thought that's what you were saying when I played Charles Manson's son.
What? No, I didn't even know about that one.
Yeah. Oh, that's gonna be good. The idea is that Charles Manson had a secret son, and his son has grown up and kind of taken on the family business, and
Wow.
yeah, so I'll play Manson's son. And that one is an interesting theory because, so I talked to a policeman in Los Angeles, a retired policeman, and he said that when they were investigating the Manson Ranch, they did find evidence of graves and infant graves because apparently they used to have babies in the compound.
Oh wow!
And they would just bury them.
Man.
And I said, well, did you excavate it? Did you go? And he said, no, it never went any further than that out of respect for, the bodies, but that he said it would probably not be out of the realm of possibility. Right. Anyway, I didn't mean to get sidetracked on that, but that's one. That's one project.
Did you ever knowing that you have to play that role, are you gonna lose any sleep?
That's a good question. Yes, if I did it incorrectly or as a joke, and if I did it without, recognizing that this is a serious subject, and a lot of people think Manson is, he's cool, he's Charlie Manson, but he caused harm to a lot of families.
Exactly.
Took a lot of souls out, and when you play an evil, Keith, you got to be respectful of it because I think evil's real.
Right.
And do a good job and be it seriously. So I never want to make my characters a joke.
Yeah.
I want people to look at it and think that's some real evil I'm looking at, and I don't want to be like that. That's what I want them to think.
Right, because playing that role, obviously you're going to do a good job, but as a matter of fact, your job is to really bring to the table just what an evil situation it was, and you can't take away from that. In other words, you kind of have to make people hate you in this film.
Yes, you do, because if they don't hate you, then they're not going to hate evil. Now, the best roles are the ones that let you suggest to people that the evil they're looking at is not just outside of them, but it could be in them. Mm-hmm. Like, we always like to think, well, the evil people are other people; they're not like us. But I try always to bring across with mine that this could be any of us given the right situation.
Right. Now, listen, everybody's been talking about Circus of the Dread for a long time. Okay, you guys you wrapped up filming that, right?
Yes, Circus of the Dead. And for you listeners who aren't familiar, this is a movie about killer clowns, and immediately people want to laugh, and they're like, oh, that's funny, yeah, killer clowns. These clowns are no laughing matter. It's a group of serial killers and really bad serial killers, and they masquerade during the day as circus clowns. So they abduct people from the circus, and it's some strong and brutal stuff.
Wow.
We've wrapped it. I've seen it. It has not been distributed yet. That'll probably be this year. But after I watched it, and I'm watching myself now in the movie in the lead, but after I watched it, I turned it off. I had to say, you know what, Lord, I got to go take a walk and just look up at the sky and remember how good you are. Remember there's trees. The movie shook me up. It's a disturbing piece of work.
Man, and to shake you up, considering some of the characters you played, that had to be serious. Now,
yeah, it was rough, man.
Now, I want to clear this up for people out there, because there is, I keep seeing a title of a movie called Circus of the Dead. And I keep seeing this title, and I'm thinking, no, that's not the one, because you guys still have to release it. And so I don't want people to get confused and looking at that one and thinking it's the one you guys are putting out. You all's is not out yet, right?
No, it's not out yet. And it's further confusing because I'm attached to a movie called Circus of Dread.
Right.
Which is going to be coming out. And
okay.
This one's called Circus of the Dead.
Right.
And a sidebar, Circus of Dread is by a director named Mark Savage. I just finished a picture for him you might find interesting. Check this plot out. This is called 120/80, Stressed to Kill. And my co-star in this is a guy named Armand Desante. He's in a bunch of movies. I'd recognized him. So I play this guy who's got really high blood pressure. And the doctor says, you got to do something to get your blood pressure down. Remove the stress from your life. So he starts killing people that piss him off.
Dang.
Like the guy in the theater who won't shut up.
Yeah. The
people who leave their cell phone on and talk real loud in your ear. He just starts offing them. And his blood pressure goes down and down and down. And he goes to the doctor, and the doctor says, man, I don't know what you're doing, but keep doing it.
Yeah. Oh, that's not funny, but hey.
And then the detective kind of figures out. So he's got a dilemma here. Is that he's got to keep killing people. His blood pressure's going to go back up. And what in the world's he going to do? That was an intense movie to make because, I don't know about you, but I fly a lot. When I'm on the plane or in any enclosed space with somebody who's on a cell phone and they're right in my ear,
yeah,
I got to admit, man, I want to choke them.
Just get that opportunity to pretend like you thought the camera said roll.
Something, man. I mean, because they're talking right in your ear. People are so rude now with the phones. Yeah. That I know I'm not the only one who thinks, I wish that phone would explode and take your head with it.
Right.
So this movie's 120/80, Stressed to Kill, when it comes out, I think will hit a nerve because it's about people who are socially rude and, don't consider other people around them. And what if you could just, in this movie, I take a blow dart. What if you just take a blow dart and just, boom, quick and painless, done.
Start taking them out. And so his blood pressure now, and the doctor obviously doesn't know what he says. He's like, okay.
He doesn't want to know.
Right.
The doctor suspects something's going on, but he says, what's your plan? And what are you doing? And he says, well, I'm not ready to share it right now. And the doctor says, I don't need to know. Whatever it is, keep doing it.
Wow. So he's kind of, in a certain sense, he's kind of advocating. Well, let me ask you, I guess there's not a happy beginning and middle. Might there be a happy end to the story?
Yeah, there's a happy ending. There is. There's a happy ending.
Oh, wow. Okay. Look, everybody see it. So when is that looking for? Are we looking for that in 16 or?
I think so, yeah. That'll be at 16. Movies take generally year to year and a half after you make them until they actually come out and hit the streets.
Right. Okay. And
that's why you forget sometime. Especially like a big star, I can understand, because people are asking about the movie and they're like, well, it was 2 years ago, I think, and all they remember.
Right. Well, that's what I'm saying.
Did you see a movie called The Retrieval? I forgot to ask you.
You know what? I believe I did, but I think I saw that a while back, though. Hard to remember, but I do know the title.
And it just came out recently. It stars a guy named Tishon Scott.
Okay.
It's a fantastic actor. It won a lot of awards. It's set in the Civil War period, and I play a bounty hunter who was after an escaped slave, and it's a powerful, powerful movie, and like kind of like a coming of age movie. I think I'm as proud of it as anything I ever did.
Wow. Holy moly. Okay, and so that was recently came out. Look, listen, did that come out since the last time we talked?
Yes, it has. It came out on DVD.
Man.
Won a bunch of awards at festivals. And so I would encourage people, I'm not into horror. I want something that has some meat to it. Watch the Retrieval, and if you've got kids especially, because it's about a boy who has to make a really, really hard decision in his life. And the deal is that it's pretty heinous what I'm doing, but I'm a bounty hunter, and so I've got 2 free men and 2 free African Americans, and I am paying them to trick escaping slaves coming down the Underground Railroad. They trick them into thinking they're coming to safety, but actually they come to me.
Man.
And so this young boy who's involved in this trade, he's making good money. He meets a man who becomes a father figure to him.
Right.
And he decides, I don't want to turn him in. In fact, I want to escape with him.
Right.
And I come after him.
Okay, so,
and
wow.
So it's a good movie for especially young boys to watch, because it's about this young man having to make a very, very hard decision, and it's rooted in history. It's a good movie.
Wow. Man, you all hear that. Everybody needs to check that out, The Retrieval, which is out on DVD, as Bill said. And, that's serious, Bill. That's
Yeah, man. It's I love history, and some of the things that went on in history that they don't teach in schools is a lot more interesting than the stuff they do.
Right. And this young boy, obviously, I guess in the film, your character knows him.
That's exactly right. Yeah, I hired him. I mean, he and his uncle work for me, and that's what they do. And he meets this man who's the first free black man who is his own man that he's ever met in his life. And he decides, I don't want to do what I'm doing with my life. I want to be like this man.
Right.
Because the older man tells him, he says, you got to be your own man someday. It could be today, it could be tomorrow, but someday you got to stand up and be your own man.
Right.
Yeah. And meanwhile, I'm telling the boy, you know what's what, and you better do it, or I'll put you in the ground. So the boy's got to make a decision what to do.
Playing these roles that you play, they're always, and I said this last time, and I still mean it, they're always so deep and passionate in playing. How deep do you have to go into yourself? Excuse me. But Bill, you're just good at being, when you need to be sarcastically mean, you know how to do it. When you need to be scary, you know how to do it. And to be honest, Bill, I don't see where you have to dig too deep to do it. I mean that in a good way, though. How?
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I mean, I guess we all got the bad stuff in us. I just asked the Lord to let me access it for a little while, but not live there.
I know that's right. Now, look, this amazing Ray Bradbury's Pillar of Fire. Okay. Look, this is coming up. Let me ask you this. Let me start out. Is this the first project of this kind that you've done? Because this is a bit different.
Yeah, this is a theater piece. I did theater 15 years before I started filming. I missed theater. I don't want to come back to it. So what I've done is taken a Ray Bradbury story, and one that's not so famous that not everybody knows, an early work, and I'm going to do it here in Los Angeles in a theater. I'm going to do it 5 times in L.A., and then I want to try to take it around and out on tour. Wow. And it's a story of, he was 25 when he wrote it, and it's a story of a future world where burial is banned. Like, you can't bury anybody, and no memorial services, because they don't want death to be morbid. They don't want kids to be afraid of death.
Okay.
So there's no more graveyards, and in the center of every town is this big tower of fire. It's an incinerator. And when you die, they literally just take you and throw you in, and your ashes blow away, and that's it. So there's one cemetery left on the whole planet Earth. They left it as a tourist attraction. And there's one body that they hadn't dug up. They're about to get to him, but it's 5 o'clock, quitting time, we going home. And that night, the coffin lid swings open, and he gets out of his coffin.
The dead guy.
And he don't know he's dead at first, Keith. That's a cool thing, because he's like, why can't I breathe? Wait, what's going on? But I'm walking. And he realizes that he's the last dead man on the planet Earth. And so he decides to teach these people what fear is all about, and he goes out on a rampage against them. And it's typical Bradbury. There's a strong social truth behind it. Mm-hmm. But he's got this fantastical idea of a dead man walking about trying to teach. Like, for instance, in this world, they're not afraid of the dark anymore. They don't have any fear. They've done away with fear.
Right.
And so it's going up to, the dead guy's going up to kids and saying, boo. And they're laughing at him.
Because they don't realize that he's dead.
Yeah, he says, are you afraid of the dark? And they go, why would we be afraid of the dark?
Right.
So he hates them more and more because they're not afraid of anything. And what Bradbury's saying through the whole piece is that you have to have fear. Bradbury calls it cleansing the stream. So he says tension builds up in our mundane daily lives. There's a tension for murder. There's a tension for doing all the bad things that we're not allowed to do. And we need to have fiction and songs and movies that allow us to experience it in a safe way.
Right.
What Bradbury used to say was, I write about murder so you don't have to go kill anybody.
Oh, so it's like they get that out of them. They kind of get that. Okay.
And so in this world, this future world, they don't allow any of that.
Right.
No violent literature, no superstition, nothing. And so what the dead man is saying is, you're on the path to destruction because you cannot cleanse yourself from the desire to be violent. It's in you, it's human, and you can't cleanse yourself. You can just decide how to deal with it. And that's what's going on under the surface. But it's not preachy. It's mostly fun. The dead guy going around baffled is why nobody's afraid of him. So that's the deal I'm doing. People in LA in June, I'd love for them to come, and if they're in the rest of the country, I hope I'll be coming out to them. And over the next year, I'm going to take this around and tour it around libraries.
Well, I tell you what, Bill, you don't miss. So I can definitely see it making its way around. Now, and I got to ask you, now, what's the cast like? Is this a one-man show or?
One-man show, so I ain't got to pay anybody else.
Boy, you bad. You bad, Bill. You bad.
That's what I'm saying. I play everybody. I got a one-man Christmas carol I go around with, Keith, and I tour with it in November, all December. I play everybody. I play Scrooge. I play them all.
And the Christmas carol, too? Like, you serious?
Yeah, man. One-man Christmas carol.
Okay, and this is for the listeners out there. First of all, I want all you all to know, go watch it. Don't steal all the information that we're giving right now. We're not going to give you too much because we want you to make sure you go get them tickets and go check out Bill, because you're guaranteed to get a really great show. But now, how in the world, so what are you are you kind of going to play one character and then, the curtain closes and you'll come back, or how's that going to? Are you tired at the end of this?
Yes, you're exhausted. But I just switch up like you just switch up like you turn one way to one character, you turn one way to another character.
Oh, man!
By the end of the thing, you're exhausted, but hopefully the audience has had fun.
Wow, that's going to be crazy. Now,
it's like making love. You just got to focus.
Just switch positions.
That's right. That's exactly. Thank you. And see, I should have known that you would be able to boil it down. That's what I'm doing. I'm switching positions.
There you go. and at the end, everybody will give you the encore and all of that. Hey, look now. So now you're starting, okay? But listen, on a back on a serious note, man. Listen, Pillow of Fire. This sounds like a really serious production, and to bring that, listen, because you know how it is in theater. You've done it for a long time. There's no take backs. You know what I'm saying? You have had.
That's right.
You probably you went over this in your mind, and you've studied your roles and your lines. You've done this many times, and you're ready for it, right?
I am, and I've rehearsed about 20 times for it so far. But the thing with this is Bradbury, he was a great writer, and so I'm using exactly his words, and I don't want to paraphrase it.
Okay.
So it's a lot of memorization.
Wow. How does it feel being doing theater again? Was it part of your plan? Okay, so hit.
Love it. Yeah, man, I didn't know if I'd ever want to do theater again, but
Yeah.
just a little taste of it. There's something about being out there with the audience, whether if you're a singer or
Yeah.
even a preacher. I've had preachers tell me this.
Yeah.
That when they go to television preaching or radio preaching, they really miss the contact with people. They miss hearing the amen.
Uh-huh.
And I'm looking forward to it.
How's this going to touch your film project schedule? I mean, because you plan to take it further than just the 5 shows in LA. So once and when that happens, do you plan to kind of take a little bit of a time out from film, or you're just going to be on that plane a lot more often, wanting to take people out?
I'll be on the plane a lot more often and split it up. Mm-hmm. And I'm starting to be a little more selective about my roles. We talked about the business here and how, in order to get established, you really have to take every role.
Yeah.
So for 6 years, I've taken every single role that came up, and now I'm starting to be a little more selective.
Uh-huh.
and say, let me take a breath and let me just make sure that this is a role that I really want to do and that I could be good at, rather than just saying, yes, I'll do everything. But I had to do that to get started and get noticed. You have to take everything.
Well, Bill, a lot of people go through that. I mean, of course, that's a conversation I hear a lot of times, and a lot of folks go through that. You have
Mm-hmm.
managed to do that. Even if you have been taking roles just saying yes, you have managed to you've done wonders, because apparently all these roles you just said yes to, you turned these into phenomenal films. No one could even really look. Right. I don't think most people can even look at these films and say to themselves, oh, he just took a role in this film. You turned these things around. You know what I mean?
Well, if you're going to do a thing, it'll be, especially with film, it'll be there forever. It's never going away, so you get to give it everything you got.
Yeah. So that's it. So so if you plan on if you think you need to kind of step out of it and do, larger roles, but then you get larger roles. I don't know, maybe I'm confused, but you
Yeah, it's not even the size of the role. It's just to be sure that I can do a really good job for people, and that I'm the best person for it.
I haven't seen and look, I'm not trying to shine a flashlight on you or anything, Bill, but I haven't seen a role where you haven't been the guy for it. You don't you don't really step.
Thank you, man.
You're welcome, Bill. And see, what I've noticed too is I've never really seen you step outside of your box though. You're always comfortable where you're at, and you do well in that performance. Have you ever felt that way?
Yeah, I had. Well, there's one movie. We shot of 100, and too bad, but I had one that I was really, really bad at, and I got very bad reviews. Only really bad reviews I've ever had. And it was because I was cast as a hero sheriff with this beautiful family. And so I was trying to be like The Rock.
Oh.
And it didn't work because it wasn't me.
Right.
So I was, you got to bring, wherever you play, you got to be yourself essentially in it.
Right.
And that taught me a lesson. But I try to do my best with everything I do. I'm lucky to be working.
Shoot, lucky. Good as you do, Bill. And sometimes though, man, these reviews, I guess sometimes, look, you told me this before last time we talked though. It's good to listen to these people reviews, whether they're right or wrong, because we all know these reviews aren't always their opinions first and foremost. Okay. And right. And like when you said last time we talked, you were like, you should always take time to accept the people's opinions, whether they're right, whether you may agree or you may not agree. You listen to them.
Yes.
And
that's right.
Right. And that's a good way to be.
You stand up and sing a song on the stage, and 5 people over here say, I love what you did, thank you very much. 5 people over here say, I didn't like it. I'm going to try to do better next time for you. You got to respect everybody's opinion. You can't say, oh, well, they're wrong because they didn't like me, and they're right because they did. Everybody's got their opinion.
Right. Look, I'm going to go way to matter of fact, I'm going to talk about a rumored film for a second. And look, that's how far I'm going to go. But listen, everybody out there, this is how much work this man does. He's extremely humble, great guy. Okay, I'm always honored to talk to him, but he does so much work that he has rumored films. Okay, so but correct me if I'm saying this wrong. Mesopotamia? Tamia?
Mesopotamia. That is a historical epic, like this sweeping period piece set in the time of Mesopotamia. And I play this badass warrior in it, and I'm really looking forward to doing it. I have not seen the script.
Uh-oh.
But the guy said this will be a sweeping epic, and it's set in, these ancient times, and you're playing a warrior. And I was like, I'm there, man.
Oh, man. I know this is going to be good. I can't wait to see you being a warrior. You take these different, and you're probably killing again.
Yep.
So we,
But I'll tell you something, man. I've been listening to, in the morning when I have my coffee, I got an audio Bible, and I've been listening to Old Testament, because I've never read the Old Testament, much of it, and I hadn't hung around it much, and I said, I'm just going to listen to this. You want to talk about violence?
Ooh, I know.
Oh, my Lord. I mean, it's slaying with the sword, and the hands coming off, and the heads coming off, and the this and the that, and Jezebel thrown to the street, and the dogs eating her. So, I mean, back in ancient times, violence was a way of life. It was the way of life.
Oh, there's a love. Listen, it'll never die. There, since the beginning, like you say, and look, there's always been a hunger and a love for it too. A lot of people might not want to.
That's right.
A lot of people might not want to hear us say that, but it's the truth.
I've heard people who say, well, human beings are peaceful by nature, and we're all headed to the light. I don't believe it.
No way.
I think if you strip away this little veil of society that we have, we'd be right back with hacking each other up. It doesn't take much.
You talk about listen, you take away a governed society, Bill. You take away a governed society, the amount of just violence and sex with no limitations and just all kinds of stuff will be going down. And that's just the truth of the matter. People don't want to accept it, but it's like that,
Yeah, it is like that. So that's why I guess I'm honored to play the bad side of humanity, because it reminds people that there is one. I think we're essentially flawed human beings. I mean, through relationship with God and with each other, we could be better, but I don't think we're solid gold. In other words, as my grandmother used to say, I don't care what kind of bread you put on it. Chicken shit will never be chicken salad. So that's it.
Hey, but you know what? Every time I have not had once, and see, you admit it though. You come, I like that, because you come right out and you don't mind saying this, and it comes with playing the character. I ask people every time, what will be your main role that you would love to play? I never had to ask you that, Bill, because we know. But I always ask other people, I'm like, what would be your main role to play? And it's even women especially. Everybody says the same thing, Bill. They all want to do something. They all want to kill. They all want to be something.
They all want to be the killer?
Yeah.
That's funny.
So I mean, no doubt about it. Like that's how it is.
Hey, I have chased a naked girl down a parking ramp with a cattle prod.
Jeez, Bill.
And that's just one scene of one movie. So sometime when I'm doing this stuff, I'm thinking, wow, these roles really are more interesting than the straight romantic roles.
Bill, I gotta ask you, man. Do you ever laugh? How many times do you have to take cut when you're doing a scene like that? Do you ever just stop?
I laugh inside. I don't screw up the take, but that was one where I was just about to bust out laughing.
Oh my gosh!
Because the chick it's Odessa, Texas, in the middle of the night, and she's running up the ramp again and again because they can't get her to come in front of the camera like they want, because they got to show something but not show too much.
Right.
And man, it was crazy.
Oh man, I bet she was it screaming. I bet the better she played her role in screaming, the more funny it must have been too with a cattle prod. Did you catch her?
Yeah, we caught him. The clowns caught her.
Man.
But that's the kind of thing, you read about like famous couples, like where the wife gets jealous.
Yeah. Right.
If you have a woman and you tell your woman, hey, honey, tonight I chased a naked chick down a parking garage ramp with a cattle prod. She will get jealous.
Oh, you know what, Bill? I'm glad I'm talking to you, man, because you're a professional, and that's something, you know, and I want to know that myself, and I'm sure a lot of those people out there who want to get into the industry who might have to face this.
Yeah.
That happens to even the best of them like you, right? So there really is no way to your woman's always going to be upset about that. Like there's for some of us there's no way around that.
Your woman, your man, whoever it may be, actor, actress, they're going to be upset because it's like, you know, making out with somebody. Yes, it's technical because you got to hit the lights and this and that, but for about 40 seconds, you know, you got your tongue around somebody else's dental work, and it feels good. It feels good.
Oh, man.
So, yeah,
Bill, don't say
our mates aren't stupid. They know, like, you know, hey, I don't like you doing that.
Bill, you know what, man? Here I am trying to get into the acting world and thinking that one day I will be able to explain this. You just messed me up. You just messed me up, man. And then you said, look, and it feels good. I guess you're keeping the real truth behind it, though, man. But
oh, hell yeah, it feels good. Anybody says it doesn't is a liar.
dang.
Except, now, if the girl smokes, it's kind of rough.
Oh, man.
You know, because that's like, you know, kissing an ashtray deal. I had one of her. She was supposed to be my mistress, and so we were supposed to have this big kissy thing, and her breath smelled so bad, I just went for her neck.
Man, we won't ask what movie that was.
Man, and I told her, she said, oh, you're not kissing me much. And I said, well, I just want to feature you in the shot, so I'm going to put your face toward camera. Actually, it was that breath, man, it was rough.
Oh,
so
shit.
I just went down on the neck and just kind of licked and nibbled down there, you know. I was like, hey, keep that Smoky Joe away from me.
Man, I thought they had, well, yeah, I guess, you know what I was going to say? I thought they had people on there to kind of, you know, I don't know, wardrobe or makeup or somebody like that who would try to tell them that. But they probably smoking between scenes.
It's a hard thing to tell somebody in real life, even especially on a movie set. You'd be like, hey, you know, you kind of need to, you know, get a little scope or something going on here.
Man, if you got...
But the professional thing to do, if you got to make out with somebody on screen, is to tell them, you know, I brush my teeth. Right. And everything's all right. Or to ask them, you know, do you want tongue or do you not want tongue? Yeah. All these kind of things.
Or at least to ask you, or at least to you know, say, you know, is my breath okay? You know?
Yeah, exactly. Is my breath all right? And, you know, do you mind if I massage your tonsils with my tongue? Is that okay with you? And
oh, lucky boy, you must hate your job. Yeah, Bill, you must hate your job, boy, I tell you.
Hate it. Hate every minute of it. Well, man, I ain't going to keep you too long because you've been nice to talk to me, but it's always a pleasure.
Okay, yeah, absolutely. Look, again, before we go, we want to mention Ray Bradbury's Pillar of Fire again. One more time, Bill, let everybody know when the first show is going down and where they can get tickets.
June 5 in Los Angeles, and it runs June 5, 6, 11, 18, and 25. So if people are interested in it, just Google my name with Ray Bradbury's name, and it'll show up. Just Bill Oberst Jr., Ray Bradbury, and it'll show up, and you can see where it is. Okay. And I'm interested to see how people react to it, really, because there's, you know, I do a lot of horror films. There's this perception that horror fans are stupid, which I think is completely opposite. Right. But I hear producers a lot of times say, you know, it's just horror. They're not a bunch of Einsteins. So.
Oh, yeah, right. Yeah, they know what's going on. Listen,
yeah.
Everybody out there all across the land, of course, you're listening to the Keith Harris Show with my main man, Actor Bill Oberst Jr. on the show. Once again, we're honored to have him come back. Make sure you check him out. If you're in L.A., of course, or if you're going to be in the L.A. area, make sure you see Ray Bradbury's Pillar of Fire, starring Bill Oberst Jr. in every different position you can imagine. Okay?
Thank you, man. Bless you.
All right, we'll be talking to you soon, Bill.
All right, man.
All right. Man, Bill Oberst Jr. Doesn't get any better than that. All right. We'd like to thank Bill Oberst Jr. for joining me on the show today. Of course, it was awesome. Once again, a wonderful way to start out the new time slot. What better way with a burst of Bill Oberst right here on the Keith Harris Show. All right? Don't you touch that down. We'll be right back.